Ready?
Yes.
Oh. Hi, I'm Anna Marie. I'm refuting Will's claim for a smoke-free campus reform in our school's current policy. Currently, it states the smoke-free campus Fullerton College offers in no way hinders our students' educational experience. Our current policy is Fullerton is a smoke-free campus based on Code 7697. This is in accordance to the North Orange County Community College District Administration Procedures Chapter 3 that states each campus, president, provost, and administration shall establish a campus smoking procedure that does not conflict with the district employee contracts and state laws. I am refuting Will's claim that a smoke-free campus we enjoy today is first hindering a student smoker's stress-relieving ability, second, it inconveniences them, and last, that it does not help to promote their educational success. Will argues that smokers need their smoke break during their walk to class to relieve the stress of college life. But there are better ways and less harmful ways to deal with the stress. Stress can be handled with the 4 A's: avoiding, altering, and adapting, and accepting. Stress doesn't have to be smoked away, but since Will thinks that smoking should be allowed on campus, I would like to mention some of those harmful side effects that smoking, if his claim was accepted, we would all be affected by. The National Cancer Institute says that smoking harms nearly every organ in the body and diminishes a person's overall health. Smoking is the leading cause of cancer and death from cancer. It causes cancer of the lung, esophagus, larynx, mouth, throat, kidney, bladder, pancreas, stomach, cervix, and as well as acute myeloid leukemia. With that being said, stress management is the better choice when choosing between lighting up and dealing with the stress. But Will argues that it's inconvenient for the smokers to walk off campus to smoke their stress reliever, but their stress reliever puts the general public at risk. Tobacco smoke contains over 7,000 chemicals, and at least 250 of those are known to be harmful, like cyanide, carbon monoxide, and ammonia. Of the 250 I just mentioned, 69 could cause cancer. Those chemicals include arsenic, benzene, beryllium, ethylene oxide, and nickel. The list goes on. Will constantly stated the inconvenience of it all. Inconvenience is such a light word for such a loaded claim. The inconvenient truth is secondhand smoke causes approximately 3,000 lung cancer deaths each year among adult non-smokers in the U.S. alone, according to the U.S. Surgeon General. They also found it can increase the likelihood of heart disease by 25 to 30%, causing about 46,000 deaths from heart disease each year in the United States. Withdrawals and walking off campus is not inconvenient when compared to the death, which is permanent. The last claim I want to address is Will's argument in his stance that our smoke-free policy hinders a student's opportunity to be efficiently educated. The smoke-free campus does not outlaw the student. It outlaws the student smoking on campus. If the student then in turn decides their need to smoke is greater than their need to learn, that is their choice. There are many products on the market to help with withdrawals. Students choose to smoke. That choice is made by them alone, and they alone should suffer the medical consequences. Fullerton College promotes student success. Cigarettes do not promote success. They are a crutch that lead to a higher chances of death to all those around them. A smoke-free campus is a safer campus for the health of its students. Fullerton College does not owe their smoking students a special area to smoke. It is an educational facility designed to educate, not to assist in bad habits. It does not need to cater to the habit someone has chosen. It is clear the smoke-free campus policy is not in need of reform to properly educate, and the risk does not validate the inconvenience.
So cool. That's true. You see how
I wish I did it.
You see how
All
she
day.
sit down?
So cool.
She put the podium down like.
Everyone knows that smoking adds
That's
plus
right.
10 to cool rules.
Beast mode.
You get plus 10 to your cool rule.
That's what they would do. It's like I think the same thing.
That's true. There's nothing like kissing someone who's just smoked a fresh cigarette. It's amazing. It's true, there is no line.
I guess her meet your partner. Yes. He's like, they should just change the shape of cigarettes. If you put like two tiny little balls on the edge of the cigarette, people would stop smoking. It would look so cool. Surgeon
All right, Anna Marie, I thought that you labeled the advocate's point pretty clearly. You made clear counterclaims. The secondary points were nicely laid out. So you did a good job. This argument, of course, is partially a value-based claim because there are issues about rights that are going on here. The advocate presents it as a claim of fact, arguing that there is some impediment to student success because of the students being forced to go off campus or something along those lines. I think that you deal with the justification for the policy in the first place pretty well. I do think that there is some good arguments to be made about the advocate's argument that don't get made. In other words, what evidence, for instance, did the advocate cite about it being an inconvenience? Do you remember?
He just gave examples of the parking structure.
Yeah,
They'd have to
and they're all hypothetical examples. They're not,
It's not a statistic I can
the
find.
closest it comes is maybe it's a personal example. And that's the only proof that we have that somebody is severely inconvenienced, that it interferes with their ability to take a class or get through class, is this firsthand personal experience. And I think you should challenge the evidence that the advocate used there. Now, I did think that you presented your counterclaims very effectively and you developed good evidence on each of those points. I also thought, here's where the value issue comes into play, that you did a good job putting it into context. Let's face it, I said, here's what we're being told. Inconvenience is a more significant value than health issues, the rights of other students, or the people's ability to choose, those kinds of things. And if we were doing a value argument, I thought you did a very good job putting it into context. In essence, look, this is their decision. They've chosen that this is more important than their education. I think what you could do, though, for the factual issue is point out there are lots of ways that people could potentially adjust so they could continue to be a happy smoker and take their classes. For instance, schedule your classes far enough apart that you could go off campus and take a break. So I can't get I only have 10-minute passing period to get from one class to the other. You know what? All you have to do is take your class 2 hours later, and you can go and sit in your car 2 blocks off of campus, smoke 10 cigarettes or whatever it is you're smoking. I noticed that your time was 4:20. Whatever it is that you're smoking, and then come back to your second class. Why? That's not an inconvenience. That's a choice that you're making. So I think that you did the right thing with all putting it in the context. I think part of the problem is that he's got an argument that is value based largely, and I thought that you explained that really well. The stuff about the risk to others, that's boilerplate kind of stuff that people are presenting. I think there are some good arguments about those issues that the advocate never talks about, so it's not necessary for you to talk about. But for example, if we were having a debate about this kind of thing, and there was going to be more discussion on these issues, I'd be looking at that Surgeon General evidence about the 3,000 non-smokers who die of lung cancer because of smoking, and I'd say, you know who those people were? They weren't people walking across campus who accidentally came through a whiff of smoke by somebody who was smoking on campus. Those are people who live with smokers for the most part, or they're waiters or waitresses in restaurants where there's smoking that's going on, which is vastly different than the student population that's might be inadvertently exposed to a whiff of smoke here and there. So I think there's a little bit of overgeneralization on those points. But for the argument that's made, I thought you did a good job on those things. All right, thank you.